Hafiz Oyetoro. This is Mid-Morning Show. Keep watching Mid-Morning Show.
This is Mid-Morning Show. Your money is not complete if you have watched Mid-Morning Show.
Yes, good morning. Your morning is not complete until you have watched Mid-Morning Show. That part always gets me. Yes, it is. I mean, today is Friday, the last Friday of the month of February 2026, and we're officially welcoming you to the Mid-Morning Show on BCOS television. I hope you're already excited for the weekend, because I already am. We are. Yes. And that's why we're saying thank God it's Friday, particularly thank God for every day. And today will not be any different. Today is going to be inspirational. It's going to be educative. It's going to be amazing. Just get your cups of coffee or whatever it is that makes you grind. Yeah, just get it, whatever. And just make sure that you're ready for us, because today is going to be quite amazing and relatable. Because what we're discussing today is something that I'm pretty sure you can relate to. My name is Ifeoluwa Olaoye, and I'm not alone on the show as usual.
And I am Temitope Olubono. Beautiful morning. If I must say, you look. You know, you always look good.
Thank
You're
you.
never to be caught on fire.
No, we don't do that here. And you also look amazing. You know, this purple, it suits you. It's subtle, but I can tell. I can tell. Okay, like I said earlier, today's show is going to be quite relatable. And before I tell you what we're discussing, let's go see this Vox Pop on courtship. We'll be right back.
If we say 10 years, 5 years, it does not matter the number. But at least I advise 3 months. Because sometimes you will sacrifice that 10 years of your life cutting someone, and at the end of the day, you guys go your separate ways. So 3 months or at most 1 year, it's okay.
Not really necessarily to be a very long time courtship. It could be short, it could be long. It depends on understanding. You could meet someone today and you get to understand each other, and the person is meant to be yours. You could go ahead with the whole thing. There's really no limit to courtship. Like I said, getting to know each other. If the person is really what you want, you can go for it. It might be a month, it might be 2 months, it might be 3, and some can actually lead to 5 years or something.
I think maximum of a year. Even if you cut for 7 years, 10 years, you never fully know the person until you eventually live with the person. So
courtship should last maximum 2 years. 2 years. If it is going 3 years, you can't know someone like forever. Like you can't know everything about the person. So 2-3 years is okay. So if it is more than that, you get to know each other in the marriage. So that's how life is. You can't just know everything through a short period of time. So courtship should last for just 2 years. It's okay.
Depends on individuals involved in the courtship. Some they've courted for 7 years and their marriage didn't last. And we've seen people who courted for just few months and over 10 years they are still in marriage. So I think it depends on the individuals. You can't say that a courtship should last for a certain period of time. It depends on the individuals.
For courtship, it can be between 1 year and 2 years. The simple truth is you cannot know everything about your partner. Even if you have courted for 10, 15 years, you still cannot know everything about your partner. You can only get to know some things. But the important thing is for you to know basic things, and you must be ready for the individual differences. So far, you are ready for the individual differences. You will be able to cope with any challenge that comes in marriage. Because the truth is, there is no way you won't face challenge in marriage. If not challenge, you will face challenges in marriage. It will definitely come, but you must be ready for the differences. You must be ready to overcome it. When you begin to experience your challenge in marriage, you should not see it as the end of the world. But you should know that you are ready for it, and you must be totally ready for it. And like we all know that it takes two to tango. The two of them must be ready to set things right. The two of them must be ready to overcome it. So for courtship, for relationship, it is okay between 1 and 2 years, but even if it's not up to that or if it's more than that, you still must know basic things about your partner, and you must be ready for differences. There is no way, even if you use 5 years, you use 10 years, it's not possible to know your partner 100%. But the most important thing is you must be ready for differences, and you must be ready to endure. You must be ready to allow understanding to take place in your relationship and in your marriage.
To me, 2-3 years.
I think courtship will not be last more than maybe 2 or 3 years. For 7 years and their marriage didn't last, and we've seen people who courted for just few months and over 10 years they are still in marriage. So I think it depends on the individuals. You can't say that a courtship should last for a certain period of time. It depends on the individuals.
For courtship, it can be between 1 year and 2 years. The simple truth is you cannot know everything about your partner. Even if you have courted for 10, 15 years, you still cannot know everything about your partner. You can only get to know some things. But the important thing is for you to know basic things, and you must be ready for the individual differences. So far you are ready for the individual differences, you will be able to cope with any challenge that comes in marriage. Because the truth is, there is no way you won't face challenge in marriage. If not challenge, you will face challenges in marriage. It will definitely come, but you must be ready for the differences. You must be ready to overcome it. When you begin to experience your challenge in marriage, you should not see it as the end of the world, but you should know that you are ready for it, and you must be totally ready for it. And like we all know that it takes two to tango. The two of them must be ready to set things right. The two of them must be ready to overcome it. So for courtship, for relationship, it is okay between 1 and 2 years, but even if it's not up to that or if it's more than that, you still must know basic things about your partner, and you must be ready for differences. There is no way.
Welcome back. This is still the mid-morning show on BCOS television. We just saw that vox pop on courtship. You know, how long courtship should last? How long do you think a courtship should last?
So I think it's relative.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How?
It depends on what you want. If you're someone that is in for longevity, then that's good to go. But yes, but then I feel like the fact that a relationship is that long doesn't mean that you guys will settle down.
Because that was what I was going to tell you or ask you that. Does that mean, or does, the lengthy period of a courtship determine how long a marriage would last?
No, that's why I said it's relative. Like, it depends on what you want.
Okay.
If you're someone that loves the long one, let's go.
Okay, so let's not dive into it too much, because we have our guest here and they're going to be doing justice to what we're talking about today. And the funny part is that vox pop we just saw is quite relative to what we're discussing today, which is long distance relationship. I said it earlier that our topic today is quite relatable, and I know that many viewers watching us out there can relate that maybe at a point in their life or currently they've had a long distance relationship. How were you able to maneuver it? The emotional aspect of it, the social aspect, the practical aspect. There are different dimensions to how a long distance relationship can take, and the toll it can take on the parties involved. Our guests today we have Oluwayomife Adegoke. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
She's a mental health counselor. And we have Abiola Adedipe.
Thank you very much.
He's a credit risk analyst. You're going to be analyzing a lot of things for us today. And for you, because, like I said earlier, there is the emotional aspect of it. In fact, there are a lot of aspects that we get to touch on, and I'm sure that both of you can relate to it. Yeah. But before we dive into long-distance relationship, you saw the vox pop about how long a courtship should last. How long do you think a courtship should last?
Okay, thank you very much. So for me, I believe courtship shouldn't it shouldn't last too long, because whatever it is that you and your partner are doing, you should know from the get-go. There is no point being in too lengthy courtship, as long as you know what you're doing from the very beginning. Especially, it depends on the age both of you get into the courtship. Okay. For instance, for people who got into courtship at a very tender age, let's say like their early 20s, and they know they still have a lot to do, a lot to acquire in life, they can still do a period of 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. Do you understand? As the case may be, as long as it works for them. But for people who got together at maybe their mid-20s and they're looking into settling down still in their 20s, and both of you are ready, you have a good job, you are mentally ready, spiritually ready, and every other thing is in place, I believe a year, 2 years, some people even meet in a space, and both of you need to have shared goals. You have to have common goals. And
what do you think?
Yeah, I would tend to agree with her.
Really?
Yeah, to agree with her.
Really?
Yes, I would tend
for a
to.
guy? That's quite shocking.
I would tend to agree with her on that. When it comes to the issues of matters of the heart, when it comes to courtship, things about love, I believe individuals should do what works for them. Right? What works for you might be 10 years, good for you. What works for you might be 3 months, good for you, depending on what the individuals want and what their goals are in life. Some even do lifetime partnership, and we can still call it courtship. And it will interest you to know that from the religious aspect of it, different people have put together their own theory, different pastors, imams, whatever, counselors, like she is. They put together their own formula and say, courtship should be 1 year, 2 years, or anything after this time period is going to be dangerous. And no, I believe do what works for you. 1 month is good for you, good. There are marriages where people meet after a month they are married, and it works for them. There are people who court for 7, 8 years, not Lord of the Rings. 6 months later, they are divorced. So, yeah, what works for you is...
So, what you're trying to say now is there is no clear-cut analysis that can work. Okay.
Right. And the longer the courtship sometimes, it makes the relationship get boring along the way. See finish, exactly. That's the word.
See
finish.
Okay.
The things that are supposed to happen in marriage, that you're supposed to manage together, and you start thinking, you start seeing other options out there, you start thinking, you can probably meet someone where you get butterflies. Butterflies don't last long forever in relationship, except you know how to manage it. To get about their goals, about their expectations in life. And we all have different goals, okay? We all have different goals. What if my partner's goal requires them to travel for a period of time? Okay. Fine, I do not like long-distance relationship, but if it requires it for a period of time, for a common period of that, we both know that, okay, maybe if it's 2 years, we know it's 2 years, not the one that it would be an unending period of time. Okay, I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know when we'll be together. Exactly, for greener pasture. Some people even say things like, so I cannot be here and then waiting on someone who I don't know when we get connected together. But if it's if we have a common ground, and we know that the end point is marriage, right? And we're both working towards it. And this person tells me, okay, we're doing 3 years. I know that within these 3 years, there are certain things we'll do together, even with the fact that we're not in the same space, right? There are things we'll do together. Yes, I can still go with it. But if you ask me, it's not easy. It's not something very easy, yes, for someone like myself. Yes.
I can see you tapping your fingers, like you have something to say.
It's not easy, right? So, if you ask me, I would prefer not to do it at all. I would prefer not to do it at all. Yes.
I think it's pretty easy. Like the world has become a global village. And when you keep saying marriage is not all there is to this partnership that we are talking about. So if you limit your love pool to your geographical location, you have limited options. You have limited options to choose from. So cast your net wide, and if your net catches someone in Australia, say, I'm in Ibadan, and someone is in Abuja and all that, there are other things that actually should matter than physical connectivity. Because really, let's think about it. What do we do when we are together? Like, what do we do when we are together physically? Like I'm seeing you now, really, that we cannot do if we are away from each other. So it's mainly about, if you remove the intimacy aspect of it, which in some relationships is actually secondary, then you wouldn't have a problem. So I think it should be a piece of cake for most, most global thinking people.
Really?
Oh,
Piece
wow.
of cake.
Amazing.
Piece of
Amazing.
cake.
Global thinking people. Amazing.
Okay,
Wow.
wait. Okay, you said it now that for people, generally, there is barely anything you can do. You know, maybe when you're not together and when you're together, except the physical aspect of it. What of conversations that involve you seeing the person's reaction and,
expression.
I get that there is the emergence of social media. You have platforms that, you can chat. You can even video call and all of those. That's acceptable. But there are other factors that come into play. For instance, you also mentioned, say someone is in Australia, you're in Ibadan. What of the time zone? You understand? What of that difficulty?
There's always a way of finding the balance. It's all about understanding. Okay, you are in the afternoon, I'm in the morning. What kind of jobs do we do? We have to be intentional about creating time for each other. All right? So I'm in a relationship with this person. I'm committed to it. We have shared goals, shared values. We create time to have conversations, right? We create time to have chats, or you leave messages. It's even easier. I will find it easier as a guy because the burden of, for instance, is February 14. I mean,
no.
I don't have to deal with.
Wait. So I get it now. You're just to shield
exactly
responsibility.
It's
because you know that you don't get to buy the flowers and all. You're like, okay, well, I don't have to send flowers and cakes and all of those.
It's not shifting responsibility per se, right? Life should be easy. Life is not world war.
But relationship is work, or don't you think so?
I choose to disagree with him when he said that the only thing we can do together when we're together is intimacy. No, there are so many things you get to do with people.
Right.
See, we are human beings, and then many a times as individuals, we have some mental breakdown. We need someone we can lean on. Fine, I know that you can lean on your partner even when they're far away. But you see that spontaneity when you're with them. You see that there are times that all you need is just a shoulder to lean on physically. All you need is a hug. All you need is someone to hold your hands and tell you it's going to be fine. Yes, you can do all of these things online. You can do it via video call. But you see, when you have this connection, when you have the actual chemistry with your partner, it doesn't always suffice. Social media and then the internet doesn't suffice for the physical attention. So we need each other. And then there are so many things, so many common goals, shared goals that we can have, even when we're in the same place. Of course, I know the time might not have it that you'll always be in the same space together, which was what I said earlier. But as much as you can, that is the essence of marriage in the first place. The Bible says a man will leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife, not that they will live in separate places. So you're supposed to be with your wife. You achieve things together. That is my opinion. You achieve things together. You build together. That is the essence of marriage, not the open marriage that most people believe in. Okay, you can be there and be here. Okay, let's keep hustling. Yes, I know we're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to make a better life for our children. But people forget to live life in the process. People forget to enjoy the moment in the process. And that is the essence of marriage. It's not just for partnership. A lot of people use the word partner these days. I really do not believe in it. It's not really partnership like that. It's supposed to be companionship. It's companionship. It is a matrimony where you do with someone. Yes, you make money, I make money, but we're bringing our resources together to do life together. So I cannot be somewhere away. Yes, sometimes it happens that we have to be in separate places, but we shouldn't make it the norm in our family. How do you build children in a family? How do you raise children in a family where the parents are apart, they barely see their dad or their mom? Do you understand? When you want to raise healthy children, in my line of profession, if you want to raise healthy children, it requires both the father and the mother. And both of them need to put hands together. It's not the children seeing their father on video calls every time. They only see their dad maybe 1 month in 3, 4, 5 years. It's not healthy for the children. Good children, mentally healthy children need a safe environment where they have both parents.
They cannot help it.
Yes.
Let's even banish the idea of, we'll come back to the time zone difference and, someone being in a relationship with someone that is abroad. Let's come down to our level now. Say you're in Ibadan or someone is in Ibadan. The husband is in Abuja or Port Harcourt or somewhere else where the distance is about 7 hours or 8 hours journey or something like that. And they have a good job there. The wife also has a good job in Ibadan. You understand? They already have kids. Say they have holidays. The husband takes time off, comes over 2 weeks or a month, then goes back to work. He tries his best to come over, with the wife, to spend time with the wife and kids, but they cannot help it because they both have good jobs. And aside the companionship, the love, the children are involved. There are finances involved. They cannot just because, we want to spend time together, let's just move over to where you are. It will take a toll on, the family. Yes, even this love, in quotes, will fly out of the window. Yes, when there isn't money to maintain it. Love is good, but there are other things that are also important in partnership. So what do you think of
that they don't get to see their father or a very long period of time? Some people, it's so bad that some people don't even see their children in years. I hope you're aware of that. But if it is, of course, the mother would understand that it is the situation on ground that is not making the father available. And of course, she would definitely explain it to the children. The children will also be aware of it. And as long as the father in question is trying his best to be with his family at every point he gets, at every opportunity he gets. I have people like that who have their jobs in separate states, even in Nigeria here, and they every little time, every little opportunity they get to spend it with their children, they get to spend it with their wives. Of course, that still works. And over time, maybe both of them will find a common ground, because I believe the couple would not want it to continue like that for life. At the end of the day, they will still find a common ground. And since it's a long-term thing, it's not like we're just getting married for 5 years. We're still going to get a common ground to find a balance in between it. So, yes, I feel like that works.
I think I will hold that thought. There's been a kind of miscommunication here. Okay. So we are talking about relationship, and we've moved to marriage.
No, a marriage is also a relationship.
Right, two different points, two different approaches to this thing. So I'm talking about two people in an open relationship, right? Not marriage now. Like, I meet you, boy meet girl, we go, we are emotionally attached to each other, and we are in relationship, right? Marriage is a different ball game entirely. So I am of the opinion that before you cross the Rubicon to marriage, you can be anywhere in the world and be in an emotional relationship with someone else across the world. Right? It's all about understanding and balancing it. Now, when it moves to marriage, like she said, like she rightly pointed out, the finances, you have to now, for instance, you live in a place like my hometown. I come from Ekiti State, by the way. You know how many companies we have in the state, right? And we live, say, in the state capital. Maybe my wife is a civil servant. Right? So I think everything is possible. Long distance, short distance. But for me, personally, I find it easier to do long distance. I mean, not shielding responsibility, because you are still responsible to your other person. You are still responsible to your partner. But then there is this emotional roller coaster that comes with seeing people every day. And when you spoke about long-term courtship the other time when we started, I mean, see finish in quotes, when you are long distance is far away from your doorstep. I mean, you are eager to see this person. When that day will come, you don't know. So whatever time you guys spend together, you want to be at peace, like no wahala. But then I wake up, I see you. Once it's 1 month, you start asking some questions, some uncomfortable questions, and conflicts start coming up. I mean, and I think I've not done the research. I've not made any research, but I will like to speculate that divorce rates amongst couples or people in courtship that live together. Because I mean, there's this longing.
And they will just avoid fight.
And you will just avoid the fight. I beg. This 1 week that I want to spend together, let's be fine. No fight. Let's
just be at peace.
Good. But I know I will see you tomorrow now. So, I mean, we can sleep today and not talk to each other. Tomorrow is always there. And then the cancer keeps eating. So there's no one-dimensional thing to this thing. Yeah. So I will want to disagree that this is long, this is short, but I prefer long distance. Let's just be there and come together when we want to see each other, and everybody find their way again. That way, life is easy.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow. You know, you said everybody finds their way. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. But now we're going to break. Please stay with us.
Thank you.
Things and dirt don't go on break.
So whiten your whites with hypo.
Hypo, go hypo. Protect your home every day with hypo.
No green. Protect every day with hypo.
Hypo, go hypo.
BCOS television, where we're discussing long-distance relationship with Oluwayomife Adegoke, who is a mental health counselor, and Abiola Dedipe, who is a credit risk analyst. And they've been sharing their opinions on long-distance relationship. And I feel like one is for, one is against. And before we went on that break, Abiola said, let everybody just, day their day, in quotes. He said it would, reduce fights. Because when the man comes home, say he comes to greet the wife and the children from if they operate a long-distance relationship, the idea is, okay, let's just be at peace with each other. So there is less fight. And he believes that there are usually less divorce rates in long-distance marriages, right? Okay. So what do you think about that?
Well, I believe that creates room for cheating, especially for indisciplined partners, right? People who are not disciplined, right? So some people do not know how to keep themselves in check, especially when it comes to sexual intimacy. So when you give yourself the room, when you give your partner the room to, be away from you for a period of time, okay, what happens to when you want them around? What happens? There is a way we get to meet people over time. We meet someone better. We meet people who are better than our partners.
That's right.
And when there is space between, when there is a gap between you and your partner, it tends to give the other party this privilege, this edge over them. Yes, I understand that you are supposed to be committed to your relationship, but there is this saying that where there is no hole, the lizard, the lizard will not be able to penetrate into the air. So, you should understand that as much as, yes, you don't want to finish, I believe that anybody going into marriage should be ready for the commitment that comes with it. It doesn't always have to be about, it's never always good. Even when you are away from each other, it cannot always be 100. There are times that both of you would feel, one person will feel 20, the other person will feel 30, but at the same time, the desire to be together and the commitment that you have made to be together will keep you going. So I don't think marriage is even all about feeling and wanting to always be with the person every time. Even when you're away, when you are miles away, kilometers away, a continent away, right? You still feel like you want to be with this person, you're committed to this person. Fine, I understand that physical closeness is not the only thing that should define a relationship or marriage, right? But at the same time, for every time you get to stay together, you should, because that is the essence of marriage. You're supposed to be together and build life together, except the chances are not there, except you don't have an option, just like the example he gave. So which is fine. But for me, I don't believe it's okay to be apart for too long.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I have a question. Now for women, do you agree that they struggle with emotions when it comes to long distance relationship? Like women struggle more with long distance relationship?
Women are emotional beings. We are more emotional than the men. We show more vulnerability because men don't show their own vulnerability. We show more vulnerability than the men. And women get so attached to their partners. You see, there is this saying that a woman does not cheat on a man except she fell out of love for him. But a man can have several women and just love one person. So women tend to connect easily with just one person at a time. So if they don't have that person available, that's why you see that women just nag, they cry at the slightest things, because they are just, their world is just is evolved around that singular person. But men can easily explore, they can talk to this one, talk to that one at the same time, and they are not even emotionally attached to the person. So yes, I believe that women are more emotionally attached, and then they suffer more if it's in a long distance relationship. It doesn't always feel, you know, the longing to be held, longing when you feel like crying. You believe, you agree with me that there are times that you just want to cry for no reason, cramps, ovulation, everything. You just want to cry, and you need someone to just hold you, make you feel good, and remind you about how amazing you are. Okay, your hair is not made, but you still look like the best princess in the world, like the most beautiful princess in the world. You know, all of that. We all need to hear that, and sometimes the social media, the internet does not cover for everything. We need that physical availability. So yes, I believe women long more for emotional attachments than men do.
Okay, do you have something to say to that?
Yes, it's true. Women long more for emotional attachment, you know, touch and all that. But then, like we pointed out earlier, that's not the only thing that we do in marriage. And you pointed out again that there's this longing to be with your better partner. There's this lack of attention that people can get. Like you can get lonely at times. You can begin to look for others to give you, to fill a space that you want, that is empty. But then, that is not the only thing to life. However, even if the partner is with you, you can still be connected to another person. I mean, this person, if you live in the same city, you live in the same house, you don't work in the same places. You don't take the same public transport. You don't go to the restaurant at the same time. So there can be issues there. You can meet someone, you always meet someone that is better. And you always get connected to people from time to time. I think what matters is emotional discipline, right? Whether the partner is with you or away, in kilometers away from you. What matters is the emotional discipline. Because I can always meet someone. On the streets of Ibadan, I can meet someone. At work, I can fall in love with another person. Not fall in love. I can become emotionally... I can become emotionally attached, because I think there is a difference there, right? That can always happen. But then what keeps you going, whether the partner is with you or not, is the commitment. For instance, I always believe that you don't fall in love. You make decision to be in love with a particular person. So what happened to that decision is what matters. Sometimes I can say, oh, this person is messing up my life, it's full of trouble. But you ask yourself, what keeps you coming to this person? So women should define what actually matters to them. Is it that emotional connection right there, or this person that you have decided to be with? So when it is your decision, not that you just fell in love, in quote, fell in love, and then you can fall
and stand up
and fall again. Then the distance should not be an issue. I mean, this person is not dead. We'll see him one day.
But you agree with me that emotional compatibility is important, and even the sexual intimacy in a marriage is also important, as well as love, the feelings, communication, and a lot of other things that come into play. So how do people who are in a long distance relationship, how do they how do they manage the sexual intimacy?
All right. So this is not a religious platform, right?
No.
So nobody is taking picture of sin and what is not sin. All right, there are intimate gadgets, right? Yes, there are video calls. Things can happen over the video calls, you understand? And then it's not like an everyday thing. So when you feel in the mood, you can get on the call with your partner. Or your partner can recommend the intimacy gadget for you if you don't want to go out, right? So there are emotional boundaries you don't cross. For instance, there are escorts if you can afford. Yes, there are, and it's not emotional connection. It's just to meet a need at a particular time.
But would that be for a guy or a woman?
Yes.
Because this is a marriage now. It's not just a relationship. It's a man even agreed to this kind of suggestion for his wife.
A lot of things happen behind closed doors. What happens in our relationship is not public business. It is when we go out on TV and say this is what we do that people will know, or you tell your friend. That is when they know. So it is what happens indoor, what happens in my personal sexual life is not public business. So it should be between the two of them. Okay, this is the situation. You cannot avoid it for reasons best known to the two of you right now, maybe for work or schooling or whatever. So there is a problem. When I'm faced with any problem, what I look out for is what are the possible solutions, right? You list them. All right, which one is the less risky option? Now, which one can we solve? Which one can we not solve? If there are options you can take to alleviate that problem at that time, I believe you should go for it, right? We are in a conservative society when it comes to this topic of intimacy and all those stuff. Yes, I understand that. But then we all know what we do behind closed doors. So if myself and my partner are in agreement with a certain method of dealing with this problem, this becomes a problem, again, because there's no openness, right? In societies, there are things we don't talk about, like it's a taboo. Don't talk about this, don't talk about that. At the end of the day, you see that one of the partner is already cheating. Or if you can call your partner and say, this is how I'm feeling, honestly, right? At this point, I want to do the do. And you are away, I can't teleport to you. How do I find a solution to it? And you have an open partner who is saying, okay, I know this is how you feel. Can you try this? Can you try that? But when we keep that away from ourselves, in fact, encourages more openness, right? When the two of you live together in the house and you feel a certain way, you cannot talk to your partner about it. You go outside and get that need fulfilled. But then it's openness is it's not about if this person is close by or far away. It's just that be open. Try and find solutions to problems together. Financial problems, emotional problems, do problems also. And you will see that we'll manage it. And what happens in our relationship stays in our relationship. If we work with that, every problem has a solution.
But you don't feel that there's going to be a bounce back, whereby the other person has now talked about it sometimes later that, oh, you remember that time too that you said you made a suggestion that we should do this. So this is what you really do. Is that what you?
Now we agree. Now we both agreed to do this.
People can agree something with something, and later there's going to be a bounce back.
Well, that is still lack of openness. Because I mean, if we agree to do things together, you should not come back and use that thing to haunt me. Right? Of course, we see that happen a lot in movies, but then this is real life, right?
Okay.
And you should trust each other enough to be able to know each other's vulnerabilities, right? So cheating will happen if I am not open. So I'm just brother, so. I never feel horny, and we are 1 year. These are two sexually active persons. And then you are 1 year away from each other, and not a single time has your partner ever said, oh, I feel like this. Now there is a problem somewhere. But if I know I can freely discuss with you, then we can freely find a solution. What that solution is what works for us, right? Not what I will suggest or what another person will suggest, but there will always be a solution once there is willingness.
Okay, I think we'll come back to that. But right now, we're going to break. Please stay with us.
I think the best gift is love. When you love me, you can give away anything. My lover or my partner or my wife, if you cannot bring peace of mind to me, then definitely I don't think there's anything worth bringing up to give to me, whether gold, silver, or whatever, any type of gift. But first of all, peace of mind. And that's what I believe.
Well,
what it could give to me is trust. We should trust each other. When you trust each other, I think everything has settled to my own side.
Sincerely, loyalty is very important. And if you give me true love, if that person give me true love, true loyalty, anywhere I am, if I could remember that person, that this one, trust, I will know that he give me something that is very important.
If that person know my color, like clothes, shoe, he can give me.
I think the best gift is love. When you love me, you can give away anything.
My lover or my partner or my wife, if you cannot bring peace of mind to me, then definitely I don't think there's anything worth bringing up to give to me, whether gold, silver, or whatever, any type of gift. But first of all, peace of mind. And that's what I believe.
Well, what it could give to me is trust. We should trust each other. When you trust each other, I think everything has settled to my own side.
Sincerely, loyalty is very important. And if you give me true love, if that person give me true love, true loyalty, anywhere I am, if I could remember that person, that this one, trust, I will know that he give me something that is very important.
If that person know my color, like clothes, shoe, he can give me.
Okay, welcome back. It's still the Mid-Morning Show on BCOS Television, and we are discussing long-distance relationship. Our guests, Ms. Oluwayomi Adegoke and Mr. Abiola Adedipe, they are just doing justice to that. And just, the Vox Pop, or the feature we just saw now, we're talking about the best spousal gift to give to your partner. And someone was talking about loyalty.
No, it wasn't someone. Literally, every one of them mentioned love,
someone said
loyalty,
someone said
trust.
So I don't understand if these are, are they gifts like the gifts?
No,
well,
they're not.
Really?
They're not.
Okay,
No, they're not. Okay, they're not. No.
Okay, they're not
I mean,
gifts. Okay.
Love and trust is something you're already giving to your partner.
I mean, I feel that it's the bare minimum, isn't it?
That's the bare minimum.
Oh, okay.
I mean, give me.
Do you agree?
Of course.
You do. Wow.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Give me some dollars. Give
Okay.
me some bushy
But
bags.
wait,
Give me
is that
some.
not being materialistic?
Oh no. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm materialistic.
Everyone.
Let's have it that way. Yes, I am.
I mean, because many people will tell you women love money. They
Yes,
love
I
money.
do. I do love money. I do.
See,
I
what would
disagree.
you
They're
say to
intentional
that?
women.
Okay, they're intentional.
Yeah,
They're
but
intentional
a
women.
larger percentage of women are very poor gifters. Really, we have to say this. What do you think about it?
It's the way the society has been constructed now.
Really? How
Yes.
do you mean?
The man must always give. The man must always give. It's the man. My man gives me this.
Well, men are
My
providers.
man yes, we are providers. But then it's Valentine's Day. It's not your birthday, for crying out loud.
Okay.
It's Christmas Day. It's not your birthday. It's Jesus that we are
wait.
celebrating.
If I understand you correctly, what you're trying to say now is only on your birthday are the days that you should get gifted.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the days that we usually gift, like there are spontaneous gifts, right? But then it's a societal construct that men are the ones to give gifts.
Except, especially valuable
Yes,
ones.
especially valuable ones. Like you ask the average lady, what do you bring to the table? Say, I bring loyalty, I bring trust.
What are you talking about?
I bring what else?
No, women bring a lot of
I
things.
bring all of this.
All of their body.
All of this.
The hormonal changes. Bring it, all of that to the table.
Now that is where the problem is, right? That is where the problem is, and that is why men end up getting boxers and singlets.
Okay, wait. I'm going to counter that. Do you know why? I feel like maybe now the reason a lot of women would feel, let me gift my partner boxers and underwear and all of this is because men do not actually go out to say they want to get underwear for themselves. Yeah, few men actually go out to shop to get underwear for themselves. They will get good clothes.
That's right.
They will get good shoes. They will use good phones, buy the best of cars. But a few of them will actually go out and say, okay, I want to change, my boxers and my underwear and all of those. Maybe that's why women feel this is what you need. Because that's for women, they usually feel, okay, let me give this person what they actually need. Something they would use. But men just feel, oh, I think she said she likes this car. Let me buy it for her. And just move on. But women are more, they are deep thinkers. So they feel, okay, this is what you need at this time. You already have a good car now. You bought the car yourself.
I believe that's a way to. I believe that's a way to scam us. Actually, yes.
Really?
I believe that's a scam. Actually, okay. If you are going to buy new boxers and singlet, buy a truckload, right?
A truckload.
Yes.
Wow.
Then I will know that you spent a fortune.
Wait, a truckload.
I'm gifting you iPhone 17 for instance, and then you come with 2 packs of 3-piece boxer.
Have you given a woman an iPhone 17 and she gave you boxers?
Wait, is it not the thought that counts?
Oh,
Aren't you
really?
getting a gift?
Really? Is it thought that counts? Yes. Oh, okay. So I need your appearance to be better, so I buy you a makeup kit. I don't buy
Makeup kits are not cheap.
Yeah, I know they are not cheap. I don't buy you the most expensive of it.
So you go buy
the one that makes her look.
Oh, I see your lip is dry. Shebi, we are doing the thought.
Yeah.
Your lip. I buy you lip gloss.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and then my love, take lip gloss. How will you react? So it's a question of value. What value are you placing on me? Right? I need boxers and singlet. That can be Jara, by the way. All right. So this guy needs a Gucci too. Needs a shoe. Men always need shoes. So you can buy Adidas, the original one. You can buy PlayStation. I mean, there are a lot of stuff like that. So, but there's been this societal construct that men are the providers. But then when we talk about other things, we tend to put men down and say, women should be equal to men, for instance. But when it comes to provision, men are the provider. That is unfair, right? That is unfair.
So we get the point now. While the thought counts.
Let that be an attachment. Yeah, part of the gift. Yes, that's fine.
Now we'll go back to long distance relationships, and now we'll talk about communication. Yeah. So is it better to talk? When you're in a long distance relationship, is it better to talk every day, or you have deep conversations occasionally?
Well, it depends on what works for both partners, right? There are some people who do not love constant communication. Some people say they don't like to talk every time. They get bored over time. Yes, there are people like that, especially coming from a woman's perspective. But some men just are nonchalant. There are nonchalant men out there, and they feel like, I don't have to talk to you every day. I don't want to talk to you every day. What are we talking about? There are men like that. But I believe whatever works for both of them, and when you have a common ground. If I meet someone now and the person tells me, I don't like to talk every day, I just like my space sometime. We can talk 3 hours, or let's say we can talk today, then we give it some time before we talk again so that we miss each other. If that's fine by me, I would have known from the very beginning. But if it's not fine by me, I know I'm not doing this with you. Do you understand? Because some people really love constant communication. You see some people in relationships and you want to build a life with them, right? It is important to talk about both the deep things, the tiny things. Because there was a time I was trying to create a content for my social media, and I entered some people's DMs. I asked them, married people and people who had been in a relationship for a long time, I said, okay, what keeps the relationship going? As married couples, right? What are the things that you get to do to make you not get bored with your partner? Because we know that over time, boredom comes in, right? So many people said, the married ones, they said spontaneity, they said talking about little things, even the inside gist. Someone did this, someone did that. Like the very tiny details matters. Unlike just keeping everything, you're soaking it in, you're not saying anything, your partner doesn't even know what's up with you. Maybe you're somewhere, they don't know what you're doing, you want to buy something. That idea of carrying someone along in your daily activities, it matters a lot. It makes the person feel referenced, and it makes them feel honored to be part of your life. But when you leave them, you sideline them, you feel like, okay, you want to do this thing. And there are some people who even make major decisions, they take major decisions without informing their partners. And that way, it makes you kind of distant from the person. So I believe communication is very essential, both the tiny ones and the very big ones.
The relationship, how do they manage